clients made to systematically add six figures of new growth to their accounting, bookkeeping, or tax firms is saying goodbye to the old way. And this particular shift is coming from over 30 years of data accumulated through my father's firm, New Clients Incorporated, the original pioneer of marketing and sales training for the accounting profession. So I am acutely aware of the allure of the old way and know it in excruciating detail. The market was vastly different 30 years ago, and even as short as 10 years ago. The old way still had a lot of power and worked quite well. So just to be clear, it's not that I haven't seen the old way work. It's that I've personally witnessed the decay of the old way model firsthand. And this isn't an opinion, this is an observable fact that's coming from our data that's happening all over the accounting industry and our experience with helping our clients add that six figures of new growth in a systematic way that does not rely on the old ways of doing things where you trade your time for hopefully maybe some opportunity. So look, I'm going to be brutally frank with you here. All of the so-called expert advice you see getting passed around on social media and in webinars by those who've had success, quote unquote, in this space are sharing advice that has worked in the past, not what is working today and what's going to work tomorrow. So what do I exactly mean by that when I say that? Because I know that sounds a little strange. I've worked with a lot of firms who have been around for a long time. They might be doing $250,000 in revenue, and you might think, oh wow, like that's great. If I could do the same thing, if I could get there in the next year or 2 years, I mean, I'd be living really well. So you ask, how'd you do it? And they say, oh, I built this business through referrals only, right? But what they didn't tell you is that it took them 25 years to get there. Now, if you're content with adding $10,000 of new growth each year for all of your working life, maybe the old way will work for you. But again, that worked over the last 25 years. The next 25, I wouldn't bet on it. Now, does that mean referrals don't work at all? Of course not. It doesn't mean that at all, and that's not at all what I'm saying. Does it mean that referrals are enough to get you to where you want to be, taking into consideration attribution, losing 3 to 10% of your client base each year, and recognizing how much more competitive the market has become and how much more competitive it's getting each and every single day? No, look, referrals are not the silver bullet of growth, but they are an excellent source, no doubt about it. And we do help our clients to get more referrals of a higher quality more frequently. But the worst of all about the old way is trying to force yourself into those long, drawn out, pat yourself on the back networking events where you don't fit in and ultimately you hate going to them if you even find the courage to go, and you want, at the end of them, you just wonder, why did I even go in the first place? Not only are they uncomfortable, they are a waste of your most precious resource, your time. And here's the painful truth about networking. Your ideal clients, the ones that pay you premium fees, love to work with you, they're not wasting their time at the local diner. Okay, and I love diners, so don't get me wrong. Like, I love diners. Nothing against people who go to diners. But they're not wasting their time at the local B&I networking events. And they're also not associating with the people who do spend their time like that. So when you look at this, plus any other old world technique, direct mail, cold calling, and the rest of them, they are all asking you to trade your time and oftentimes a lot of money to hopefully maybe get some calls from some low quality price shoppers. And then they ask you to call it a win, right? Great job. Amazing, right? Amazing. When you think about this, when you really crystallize what the old way does to you and how it beats you down over time, gets you to accept what is really barely acceptable without getting you to where you want to be, you realize that there has to be a better way. When you realize just how broken the old way is, it is absolutely positively counterintuitive to participate in it. This is why we've broken out this from our clients. And in this webinar, we go way deeper on this, okay? So if you want to get the rest of the 5 shifts, click the link and you'll be able to watch the entirety of the webinar that goes into way more detail than this high-level overview, plus multiple case studies that show you all the inspired action that you need to take to systematically add 6 figures of new growth to your accounting, bookkeeping, and or tax firm. Or you can schedule your free high-level breakthrough strategy session directly with me if you know that you are finally ready to make your dream firm a reality by saying goodbye to the old way.